Hey English 12, it's Miss Sopiarz-Rianda. Hope you guys had a really good weekend and that you worked really hard and got that first draft of your resume and cover letter or college application essay submitted by Sunday. This week we are working on polishing up that rough draft through revision and editing process, also reviewing my feedback from your first draft and peer feedback. You will polish it up and submit it at the end of this week. So session 3, everything is due by Sunday, September 14th before midnight. I think you've got the rhythm of that at this point, right? Because we are into week 5 now. Also wanted to draw your attention to this date, which is September 19th. This is the day that all late work for Unit 1 is still going to be accepted by. Remember, in your syllabus, all work except for discussion will be accepted for late up until the unit is closed. So the unit closes officially, I'm going to give you a 5-day cushion, on September 19th. So if you are missing any work from Unit 1 except for discussions, then you can still submit your work by that date and still get up to 85% credit. Okay, another thing I want to draw your attention to right here is on September 16th, you have an extra credit opportunity to attend the cyberbullying and internet technology safety presentation over at Glen Heights School, which is where we are housed. And it was really well attended last year, and you learn, even though you think you might know everything, you don't as far as your safety goes. So this is for parents and teachers and administration, for everybody. And if you do go, you get some extra credit points. I'll be taking attendance there, and then I will give you that attendance. I'll give you that extra credit in your grade book. Okay? So go ahead and click on Writing for Application Unit 1. Last week you submitted either a resume and cover letter or a college essay. And what we are doing this week is we are polishing up your rough drafts that you submitted. Gosh, what am I doing today? Goodness. Okay. Go back. I'm having a hard time, aren't I? Okay, there we are. Session 3, perfecting the application. So first you will watch this video and then click on the session plan. And then you'll see that if you completed session 2A, if you wrote your cover letter and resume last week, then you will be perfecting just your cover letter, not your resume, just your cover letter. And if you were working on 2B last week, you're going to be polishing up your college essay. So all this information I kind of went through a couple of seconds ago. Here is our assignment list as well as the point value, and here's our suggested schedule for the week. So today what you need to do is really watch 2 different videos. This one and the video I created for track changing, how to track changes in your rough draft. Okay, so during these next 4 days, Monday through Thursday, you are going to be revising your rough draft. You are going to be looking at the vocabulary. You are going to be looking at the figurative language. You're going to be looking at transitions and finally conclusions. And I'm going to take you through the process of how to polish those elements of your writing. And you are going to be tracking those changes. You're going to be making those changes on those 4 things in your rough draft along the session this week. So this video will show you how to track those changes, because you are going to be submitting a revision assignment. The revision assignment, right up there, includes all your changes. They're not resolved, but they are going to be, I'm going to be able to see how you've been changing your essay, your rough draft, throughout this process. Okay? So you won't resolve it until the next day, basically. Okay, so be sure to really go, and it's really important with this session particularly, and I stress this with every session, is to click that next button in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so be sure you're doing that to get all of these elements revised in your rough draft. Okay, and then once you're going to resolve your changes in your draft, once you do that, you're going to post your draft into the application writing discussion board. Also want to be very, very clear. Not only do you need to or should you listen to the feedback of your peers, but also to my feedback. By Wednesday, fingers crossed, I will have your rough drafts graded, okay? And not only are they graded, I will be giving you detailed feedback. This is where, on your rough draft, this is where I'm going to be giving you the bulk of my feedback. Your final draft that you'll be submitting, I will grade that according to the rubric and might give you a comment or two, but with your rough draft, this is really where you really need to read my feedback and incorporate that feedback into your final draft. Because if you don't, what I'll write for feedback in your final draft is, go back to the rough draft and look at the feedback I gave you, okay? So it's really important all the time to check your grades and check that feedback I give you, especially with a big writing assignment like this, okay? So on Thursday, you'll provide feedback on 2 other students' writing. And then you're going to run your draft through a grammar check. It's actually not Grammarly, it's SAS, but you'll see that later on, okay? It's a free website, and it just basically checks your grammar, which is awesome. Because remember, like I said, there's a difference between revision and editing. Editing is just simply the grammar. Revision is where you're changing that content, okay? Finally, on Friday, review the rubric and make the final revisions and edits to your draft. And then you'll submit that final copy. So again, before you submit that final draft, be sure that you look over the rubric, you make all those revisions from the assignments that you worked on this week, you looked at your peers' feedback, and that you looked at my feedback. Super important, okay? Have a fantastic week. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.